Hey there, my friend. How you doing? It's Chris Njigha here from chrisandjigha.com. And in this very exciting episode, we are talking about some network marketing professionals. Listen up. Let me ask you a question. Are you frustrated? Are you stuck in your business? Are you overwhelmed? Are you not getting the results you want in your business, or at least what you expected to be getting at this point? Well, listen up, because there may be this one thing, and it's truly a nasty, nasty little thing that is keeping you stuck, overwhelmed, and frustrated in your network marketing business. And you might want to stick around to see if this is what's keeping it to you, because I know it got me, and it may be keeping you from your success right now. All right, so hey, if you haven't already, definitely give this video a like, all right? And definitely subscribe to the channel. Hey, and don't forget the bell too, so you can be notified whenever I release new content on network marketing, just things that help the network marketing professional and increasing the sales and leads in your business. Because hey, if you don't know, this channel is all about the home business entrepreneur, you, all right? Empowering you with the mindset and the marketing skill sets to get results now and get that breakthrough. All right, so what is it? What is this one nasty thing that keeps 97% of network marketing professionals stuck, overwhelmed, no results, and frustrated in their business for years to come? This is it. Envy, jealousy. Oh, yes, let me explain. It almost everybody I've ever known, including myself, including many top earners that you know now, have suffered from the vicious feeling and negative energy that is envy, jealousy, right? You see another marketer, you see another distributor, someone in your company that's doing better than you, is getting the limelight, getting the recognition, you're not getting it, and you're jealous, right? And let me explain why. I just want to say that this thing is a very, very, very nasty thing. In fact, I would probably say it's more important than how many leads you're generating, how many sales you're making, how many people you're recruiting in your business, and things like that. This is crucial, because if this is occupying your mind, you cannot move forward. You cannot. Why? Envy is so deadly for you, because it puts you in a very negative place. It's a very negative emotion. I want you to think about the fact that it's so deadly that it's considered to be a deadly sin, right? It's so nasty because it disrupts you, and disrupts you from what you want and your goals. Why? Because think about it. If you are having jealousy feelings towards another marketer, or another distributor, or another person who's having success, and keep in mind, this can apply obviously not just in network marketing, but in any field that you're in, affiliate marketing, e-commerce, any business that you're in, someone else is doing better than you, and you're despising them. You hate them for what they're doing, right? Because they have what you don't have. What you're doing is you are sabotaging yourself. You are putting a knife behind your own back. You are taking mental poison and destroying all chances of you having the exact thing that you want. Because why? Because if you are despising someone who has the things that you want, you are not going to get it. You're not going to get it. You cannot have something that you despise. It's as simple as that. You despise this person for having the success and the rankings and the luxury and the lifestyle that you want. And in your mind, if that person has those things and you despise it, then in your mind is thinking, well, guess what? We don't want to hate ourselves, so we're not going to get those things. You're basically going to sabotage yourself, and you will never be able to have those things. So as long as you continue to have envy and hatred and despise for someone who has the things that you don't have yet. Let me give you an example. When I first started network marketing, there was some struggle, obviously, in the beginning. There was a guy that was doing really well. He came in suited up always, and he was always talking. And every time I saw him post on Facebook, I got this twinge, right? And it wasn't so much that I hated him. It was just like, man, I could do this too, right? There's nothing he's talking about that I can't do. What makes this guy special? Nothing. I'm wasting time looking at this guy. Let me just focus on my thing, right? Let me just do my thing, right? And that's where my head was. But not only that though, whenever someone else was having some success, and especially if they came in a company later than me, after me, and they were having success, I would have this twinge in my feeling in my stomach, right? I was like, damn, man, they're getting all these success and I'm not, man, forget them, right? And so how many of you have had that feeling too? How many of you have had that same exact feeling? I know I'm not the only one. Comment below if you felt the exact same way. Let me give you another example. A good friend of mine who was also in a similar company at the time, he was having some success early and then flatlined, right? You know, a lot of things happened to him. He, you know, a lot cost him a lot of his social life, a lot of his workplace and his job. And as a result, he had this very, very negative feeling towards network marketing and his upline as well. So when I remember talking to him and he said, hey, you know, he didn't like the way the company was run. He didn't like how the owners had changed the products. He didn't like how the upline always showed out with their cars and their money and their lifestyle and their vacations, while the little people like him were working hard and not getting any results and struggling. Where were they to help him out, right? He had a huge amount of anger and jealousy and envy towards the upline, right? And so here's the thing that's so crazy about that is that all the time that we're doing that, we're having those things in our heads, we're killing ourselves. Let me tell you, give you another example. I was actually listening to another training program the other day from a good guy in the industry, Ray Higdon. Guess what? He's not immune to it either. He had openly admitted to say that early on in his career when he was struggling, that he felt hatred, that he hated, had envy for another marketer that was in his company that was making millions. He's like, hey, he's not better than me. He can't do more than me. Why is he having success than I am? I'm not. I'm working twice as hard. I'm working real hard. What's going on here? Envy, jealousy. And it wasn't until he corrected it and I did the same thing, had to correct what was going on in our heads, and you too have to correct it too, because if you don't, you will never have the things that you want. You will struggle for years. You will be frustrated, overwhelmed, stuck with no results and not quite sure why. And maybe you've just heard exactly what's keeping you there. Okay, so then there's three things that I just want to share with you about this, about envy, that you can just take away from it, all right? Number one, you will never have success. The success that you desire, the success that you want, the wealth, the abundance, walking the stages, living the lifestyle of freedom and going as you please and doing as you want, you will never have those things. So as long as you have envy and hatred and despise and jealousy for the person who represents exactly what it is that you want, because you can't have what you despise. Number two, the good news is that it's not like you're just, you know, just an oddball in this, right? Everybody feels it. If you're human, you've probably felt this. But what makes a difference between the 97% and the 3% who are actually successful is that they recognized it and they have subdued and conditioned themselves to recondition themselves in their thoughts. So stage one is really just now becoming aware that, hey, these jealousy and envious thoughts are poison. Mental poison that are destroying you, just stabbing you in the back and just killing you, sabotaging you, right? That's how bad it is, right? It's a slight, like T. Harv Eker says, it's slicing your neck over, like you just don't even know you're dying right now, right? That's how bad envy and jealousy is. But now that you're aware of it, you can actually take action. And once you recognize the thoughts coming, you can actually subdue those thoughts and isolate them and you know, put them to the side and say, hey, wait a minute. Wait, what's going on now? And do some reconditioning in your mind to change how you feel so that you are no longer in that place. And I'm going to give you a few strategies that have helped me that might help you too, okay? And then the third thing is I want you to give up on like thinking that it's either one or the other, because a lot of times we think that being rich and successful is separate from being moral and being a good person. And therefore we take that rationale as a justification for our envy for the person. So for example, someone is doing really well, you may say, well, you know, he's doing really well. That's because he doesn't stick. He must not be around his family. He must, you know, not see his kids. I'd rather see my kids and then be, you know, be super successful, me or whatever, right? He thinks he's a whole bag of chips, right? So if you're thinking that, then those are false thoughts. Those are false right there. That right there is a reason for you to start reconditioning yourself and asking yourself questions, right? Are you, and I learned this from Mark Hoverson, right? Are you morally trying to discredit the person who has the success you want as a justification for your failure to achieve? Are you? So give up on those thoughts. There's no such thing as being rich and successful or being good and morally good person. You can have both. So if you understand that, then you can no longer use that as an excuse to justify why you don't have the results you have. The reason you don't have them, most likely because of the envious thoughts you have right now. Okay, so let's get down to the good part, right? We talked about some doom and gloom, now some light to help you out, right? So here's two things that I did to help fix myself because woof, it was really bad in my own head, right? Number one is a reconditioning of your thoughts. So I mentioned this earlier. In other words, when you now recognize these thoughts coming, so you're no longer in your automatic programming where you just kind of go and think on autopilot. Now you are in the place where you are consciously aware of your own thoughts. Dr. Dispenza, he calls it something like cognitive awareness. Essentially, you are now you can step outside of yourself and recognize when a thought comes through your head and you're able to say, why did I think that, right? Why am I jealous of this person? Why do I feel this way right now? So that's step one, is being able to be consciously aware of that and recognize it. Step two then is to recondition that thought. In other words, when it comes up, you can do things like T. Harv Eker has a thing in his book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, where he says, cancel, cancel, cancel. And then he affirms something that he wants to say. So for example, Ray Higdon uses, hey, I'm so glad and thankful that this person is showing me that it's possible to achieve this. Or the one that I used was, this person must have really worked really hard to get what he has, because this is not easy. I respect him for that. As a matter of fact, I appreciate you and I wish you all the best for everything that you have, because you deserve it. This stuff is not easy. And so that's kind of how I would do it. And that's what I've done now. That's what I do now. Anytime a feeling of jealousy or envy creeps up, cancel, cancel, cancel. Hey, you know what? You probably deserve it because you worked really hard to get this. There's not likely you were just given this. You most likely worked your butt off to get what you got. And it's helped me have appreciation, because if I'm congratulating him and appreciating them for the success that they have and wish them even more, guess what? I'm allowing myself to have the same thing too. Does that make sense? And then the number two thing you can do that helps curb those jealousy, envious feelings in the network marketing professional is to, get into action. I think I learned this from Eric Worre, where he talked about most of the time when you're in that feeling of frustration and not getting any results and despair and gloom and stuff, you're not taking action. Those feelings have an opportunity to well up inside you and consume you and eat your soul when you're not doing anything. And so what I found was that when I took action, when I was not prospecting, when I was not talking to people, when I was not doing videos, when I was not making calls, when I was not creating content, those feelings tend to well up even more and should try to take me over. But when I'm in action, there's no opportunity for them to do it because I'm in action and I'm doing stuff. And then there's two things, benefits you get from that. One, the feelings of envy and all these nasty feelings can't take you over and cloud your mind, so you're focused on doing the do. But number two, while you're in action, you're making things happen. Guess what? Results start to pay. And now you have this positive feedback that helps you. They're like, oh yeah, I can do this. I can do the same thing. If he did it, I can do this too. She's awesome. I can be awesome too, right? And so that is the two things that have really helped me. Hope it helps you. So that's it, my friend. Hope you enjoyed it right there. This video is on what the nastiest thing that keeps 97% of network marketing professionals stuck, overwhelmed with no results. Envy, jealousy of the people that have the exact thing that they want, and just that envy and jealousy itself is keeping you from having it, which just creates this vicious cycle, right? Because then you become more envious and more jealous and more hateful. Oh, so bad. So hope this video was helpful for you, all right, and clear some things up for you. If you did, hey, definitely give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. And oh, by the way, hey, if you want to learn how you can start generating more leads and sales in your network marketing business and not struggling trying to prospect people and have crazy conversations online and things that not work, hey, check out the link below that I got, all right? It's the single #1 program I recommend to help you get more leads and sales in your business. It's worked, helped for me, and do the same for you too, all right? So that's it. This video has been on network marketing professionals, helping you get over that nasty feeling of envy. Until the next exciting episode, my friend, be blessed, stay hungry out there, and I see you on the next one. Bye now.